Welcome back. Welcome back indeed to Lucid Trading. I hope you guys are having a good time right now. The market is going to be opening up in about 45 minutes. And let me just remove that power hour template. There we go. I always forget that. But yeah, good morning. Good morning to everybody out there. Make sure you smash the like button. That would be very much appreciated. Who do we have here? We have Joe Mitchell, Hung Young, Jin Lee, Nilly4Rock, Sam Koo, Amadeus, Espen, Larry Sanders, Tom Vanono, J Max, Patty Blissed, Natalia Danilova, Tanisha, Ronaldo, Alan, Koamat Dang, Jasper. Guys, make sure you smash the like button. Let's get it going. Let's see if we shared the link. Yes, we did. Yeah, the Nasdaq seems like it's kind of struggling past that resistance at around 14,170. That's an interesting thing that we're seeing right there. But yeah, guys, welcome back. It is another beautiful morning. I'm just checking my camera right now. I'm noticing that actually I think my hair is, yeah, so I have to like adjust the camera slightly. See if I can do that. There we go. Alrighty, hope you guys are ready for another day on the stock market. It's going to be interesting. Tech and growth stocks are doing quite phenomenal, right? So we're talking about stocks like Bumble, CD Projekt, even Palantir hitting 25. We got Neo, Xpeng, all went up huge. I think what we're going to see next is we're going to see some downside movement on many of these stocks because we've seen big moves on, for example, Neo. We've seen big moves on Xpeng, Li Auto. All of them are red in the pre-market. I'm expecting a bit of a downturn there. CCIV actually is still going down, and we were targeting $23.5 for CCIV to actually bottom out, right? So we're getting pretty darn close to hitting that level. And in my opinion, that's going to be a great entry, right? So a great entry price should be around $23 for CCIV stock for the merger that we're going to have very, very soon. Let me just briefly check the live chat here. Hey, Gara, I sold my Tesla shares. I lost $1,500. Bought LKCO, and now I'm up 2,000. Congrats. Where the heck is it going with CCIV? I think it's just a matter of time, right? We're gotta be patient with CCIV, but I do think it's going to be moving quite a bit. Somebody just mentioned it. Don't forget the PayPal link. Yeah, I'll link it down there. Donate here. If you want to donate, you can do it through PayPal. It's gonna be pinned in the live chat. Right. Garrett, tell them to hit that like button. Yeah, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get to 50 likes right freaking now. But yeah, good morning. Good morning. I'm seeing a lot of people just joining the live chat here. Good morning to everybody out there. Hope you guys are having a good time right now. We're going to have a good time. Tech and growth stocks are still booming. Some stocks boomed already. Like we've seen Xpeng and EV stocks in general. We've seen them go up quite a bit, so we're going to see a pullback on some of these names, you know, like Neo, Xpeng, Li Auto. But other names like Tesla, you know, Apple, and some big tech, and some of the small caps are going to be moving higher. We're talking C3. CD Projekt is already moving up 8%, so it's looking very, very promising. Today, it seems to be like today is going to be another positive day. Keep in mind, we have the FOMC meeting tomorrow, right? So the FOMC meeting where Jerome Powell is going to be talking. Well, actually, it's today and tomorrow, but tomorrow we're going to have the actual speech. So the speech where Jerome Powell is going to be talking and pretty much talking about whatever they talked about. And usually he comes out and says, we're not thinking about tapering, and we're not thinking about raising rates, which is something that we've heard in the past very consistently. So we see him say that stuff again, right? We don't see him change his mind about actually, you know, the bond purchases that the Fed is currently doing, and the low rates that we currently have. Then we could probably see the stock market go up even further. So it's not stopping, right? It's actually accelerating. If we're checking the Russell is in the green right now. It's good to see that. We said it was going to run to the 2,400s. We saw it go up halfway, and then it came down. That was because the 10-year actually went up yesterday. So the 10-year yield actually went up yesterday, and it's up roughly 5%, which is a solid reason for small caps to actually pull back. So no surprise there. When you take a look at the dollar, dollar is slowly going up, and that also makes sense given the fact that we've seen the dollar go down quite a bit. Let's just move that up. There we go. Let's see what's next. What is next for the dollar? I think we're gonna see a dead cat bounce on the dollar. Probably. It does look like the dollar is going to be strengthening, right? So I would expect it to zoom back up to around maybe even 92. And that would basically mean that the dollar strengthening, which is meaning that we have less inflation, which could mean that the 10-year, right? So the 10-year could actually drop even further. Masras coming in with a $5 donation and says CCIV can't stop dropping. Can you check details? I think with CCIV, like I said previously, there was a piece of news that came out with CCIV, and that is basically the reason it's going down. The merger was delayed by about a week, right? So some people thought it was going to be the 30th of June. Some people the 15th of July. It's actually the 23rd of July. So it threw some people off. People were expecting it to be a lot closer than, it actually is. And usually when that happens, you see a sell-off, right? So some people sell their stock. It's like a negative cycle, right? So one person sells, and then it's like a loop. And so it's settling down right now back to a support around 23. I do not think that we're going to see it dump further, though. So it's a temporary decline that we're seeing. And it's providing us another entrance into CCIV stock at a cheaper price point, which, I am all for that, right? So I'm going to be loading up at 23.5. If the market opens up in about 30 minutes, hell yeah, I'm going to be loading up on CCIV stock because the merger is happening, and it's going to be happening next month. And it's most definitely going to be rallying up. Usually there's a really insane hype cycle prior to a merger like this. Not every merger has that kind of a cycle, but this is like Lucid Motors merging. That's pretty darn big, right? So lots of people know about this, and it's a very popular brand and a very popular name at this point. So you best believe that we'll see some significant volatility and actually some huge movements to the upside. I'll be riding that wave. I'm going to be buying some CCIV stock today, probably, given that it's sitting so low. So I can't wait. It's going to be cool. Like I said previously, guys, make sure you tap the like button. That'd be very much appreciated. We're about to hit 50 likes. Let's get to 100. Come on, let's go. Hit that like button, especially if you're holding CCIV stock or any other EV stock. We're going to be covering all of the EV stocks today, and many other stocks for that matter. Let me know in the live chat which stock you want me to be covering, so I can actually cover that stock. Okay, so what do we have going on here in the chat? Ronald Anderson came in with a $10 donation. Ronald says CCIV announced merger date last night. It's July 23rd. Yeah, so the fact that lots of people were expecting the 30th of June and middle of July, and it's a bit later than that, so it threw some people off. But yeah, that's true. The merger date is going to be the 23rd of July. I think right now is a good entry price. We have a good entry price at around 23. I do think CCIV is still sitting at a good price. It's going to shoot up to 30, 35, 40. I do think that is possible here. Here we go. And 2.5 shares of CCIV for 1 share of Lucid. Oh, that's pretty cool. Good afternoon, Gara, on my lunch hour. Fantastic. Make sure you tap the like. Let's go. Plus, it is shorted. I don't think it's a significant amount of short interest, though. But if I take a look at that right here... yeah, the short interest on CCIV, I'm looking at that right now. It is loading up here for me. It's 17%. That's quite a significant bit, guys. It's not super high, but it's definitely not a tiny amount. So yeah, CCIV does have some short interest. It says 17%. 26? Well, it says 17% here, so I don't know about that. Roughly around 20%. It's a big amount, so I believe that we could see a potential gamma squeeze, right? Potentially. Does that make sense? Maybe, right? So we've seen massive squeezes in the past with mergers like these. We could see a massive squeeze. So what we could maybe see, if we're very lucky, is that CCIV might go to a price of 60 or 70 very briefly, and then it drops all the way, like we've seen in the past. It's a possibility, so I'm not going to be closing that out. Not at all. What's happening with AMC? AMC is sitting at 59. Oh my gosh, AMC going really, really fast again. Be very careful, everybody. This is still a very, very risky trade. Let's see, 28.6 billion. Yeah, the only thing that's putting me off is the fundamentals. Like, if the fundamentals were good, like if AMC would have not had like several years of declining growth, I would have been... Is it a decline? No, not really, actually. But it's about the profits, right? So their net income actually went negative in 2019. That's even prior to COVID. So they were already suffering. And then you had COVID coming around. Of course, next year, I think AMC is going to do good. This year, marginally okay. The only way I see this going good is if AMC is really going to kill it next year. Like, absolutely kill it fundamentally. It could sustain a valuation of $20, you know, maybe even $25 for that matter. So if it were to fall, it wouldn't fall that much. But that's like the best case I could imagine for this, because this is like the biggest swing trade right now. Everybody holding AMC, waiting for a gamma squeeze, right? So if it goes above 60, the likelihood of a gamma squeeze is increasing significantly, right? And what does that mean? Market makers will have to buy AMC stock behind, you know, closed doors, and it's gonna just jump significantly. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen. I do think hedge funds are going to do everything in their power to mitigate this. So we're going to see some really shady and sketchy stuff very soon for AMC. I'm pretty sure about that. Because there are a lot of options right now in the money, and that could trigger a gamma squeeze eventually. We got about 24 minutes until the market opens up here, guys. Make sure you tap that like button. Would be very, very amazing if you could do that. Spam that like button. Peru Invest says, we expect that the exchange ratio will be approximately 2.595 shares of Churchill's Class A common stock for each issued and outstanding Lucid common share. Nice. Why are you looking at the fundamentals? There's a good reason why I'm looking at fundamentals. In the short term, fundamentals don't matter that much, but eventually the fundamentals do matter, right? So what I'm trying to figure out is, let's say that AMC goes up to $100, but eventually comes down because the fundamentals don't sustain that price point, that share price. At least that's the assumption, right? What does it sustain? Which price would it sustain? Given current fundamentals, eventually, when it does come down, when the hype is over, it's probably going to sit around $20. Like it will not be sitting at 50 or 60 or 70. It's going to go down to that level. And I'm saying that because there's no sign that AMC is going to be crushing it or anything like that. It's not like the growth stocks that we're seeing, stocks like Palantir going with like a growth rate of 30%. We're not seeing any signs of that. So there shouldn't be a reason why AMC should be stable at 50. It could temporarily stay there if retail decides to hold the stock. I agree with that. But eventually, right? So give it a couple weeks, couple months, eventually the stock price is going to reach its fundamental value. And the question is going to be, what is that fundamental value? And how low is that going to be? Is it 10? Is it 15, 20, 25? Because that's the risk. If you're holding AMC stock in the hope that it goes to 100, and it goes to 100 and you don't sell, you forget to sell, or the stock halts and it shoots back down, where's it going to stop? Does it stop at 20, 30, 40? So that's the interesting part of this. And that's the risky part of this, because there is a likelihood that when you're holding AMC stock, that when the downturn comes, right? When the downturn comes eventually, you'd be holding the stock at a price level where it would normally never sit at. And that's the biggest danger here. This is why I've been so really almost like defiant against the whole thesis that AMC is going to go to 100,000. It's just really, really risky. We got about 20 minutes until the market opens. We're getting very close to hitting 100 likes. So if you want to have some good luck in the stock market, then do smash the like button. Thank you very much. Whoa, how you changed your tune? You said AMC will crash. You buy the rumor, sell the news. We're talking economics 101. Fundamentals don't apply here. That's not true. Fundamentals always apply. Eventually, right? So it does. Maybe right now it's not applicable, but maybe a week from now, or a month from now, or 2 months from now. Eventually, it is going to matter a lot. Let's see. Gara, can you check BlackBerry, Nokia? Let me check BlackBerry 1 sec. Yeah, so BlackBerry pumped up all the way. That's 150% move right there. Interesting. It looks like the MACD is about to be crossing RSI as neutral. Daily chart is signifying that we see a larger downturn very soon. Earnings is in June, still, a couple weeks. Yeah, what you might see is another bounce here. Probably. It seems likely. Maybe retest that $15. $15 to $16. But I don't think we're going to see a rally like what we've seen previously. Nasdaq is starting to pull back. It's going into negative territory. The Russell is going green. This is as the 10-year is actually still going up. Bitcoin slightly negative because the dollar is positive, right? So Bitcoin and the dollar are kind of inversely correlated with each other. So usually when the dollar goes up, you see Bitcoin going down. And for that matter, gold is also going down. Doge, negative territory because just cryptos are not doing so well. Coinbase went up quite significantly the other time when Bitcoin went up about 10%. Interesting play. What do we have going on for Tesla? Tesla's negative because the Nasdaq is negative. So it's just following along. NIO's down, Li Auto down, XPeng down. So the EV stocks have run up quite significantly, right? So we've seen massive runs for the EV stocks out there, and now they're pulling back, which is very, very healthy. This is exactly what you want to see. Let's see, but shouldn't we YOLO at AMC while the momentum's strong? Hey, if you want to gamble it, sure. I just think it's, at this point, buying AMC stock is more like gambling than anything. Because you're not buying at the bottom. You're buying when everybody's already in it. The people that bought at 10 or 15 or 20, like that was very smart, because it was like some people predicted the move on AMC. They were like, hey, you know what we saw in January? We might see that again. So I think right now it's just the entrance point. It's just so high. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This is nothing against the people that are holding AMC. I want you to really understand this. Okay, I hope I can get this across to as many people as possible. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hold up. Okay, this is going to be a tiny rant. The whole thesis behind going against AMC is because lots of people have frustrations with the hedge funds that kind of, back in 2008 got bailed out, right? So lots of institutions got bailed out, and now there's this revenge, right? So people want to have revenge for that. They want to buy AMC and squeeze the living hell out of hedge funds. But a lot of people are forgetting that there are hedge funds at both sides of the trade, long and short. What does this mean? Can I call BlackRock a hedge fund? Let's just call it an institution, right? So BlackRock is holding a boatload. Vanguard is holding a boatload in AMC stock. So you're destroying Citadel and the others, but you're helping BlackRock, Vanguard. So this is what I don't understand. Because you're fighting against hedge funds, but simultaneously you're helping them. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I think the hedge funds that are shorting are losing tons more money than the hedge funds that are gaining money. But it's still like a weird dynamic. I don't think the thesis holds up properly. I think it's all about that short interest, right? So it's not necessarily about this hedge fund or that hedge fund. It just happens to be that Citadel is shorting AMC. And so they're getting squeezed, like, all the way. But do know this. You're also helping other hedge funds and other institutions that are on the long side. So, I hear that argument very often. And it's just like... It just boggles my mind at sometimes. I don't get that argument, but I do get the argument of, okay, there's high short interest, we own the float, so it's going to squeeze. So long as people are buying options, we'll see a gamma squeeze after a gamma squeeze. I don't only talk about AMC, it's just today, we're seeing AMC going up. Yesterday it went up like 16%. It's a phenomenon, right? This happens once in a lifetime. This doesn't happen very often. The GME and AMC stuff. It's quite exciting. I have to admit that. It is very, very exciting. Let's go back. Why is Lucid talking about AMC? Well, we're going to go back to the other stocks in a moment here. Let's see. In a research note that called DraftKings to 21 billion SPAC, a short position in DraftKings. Oh, wow. One sec. We got a couple donations coming in here. I'll be reading them in a moment. Just give me a moment. But yeah, I'm warning you guys again. The same way I warned the people that were investing in crypto, the same way I warned the people that are investing in Tesla, for that matter, at $800, $900. This is a risky bet. If it plays off in your favor, congratulations. But do know, like, this right here, we've seen this happen time and time again, right? When the hype stops, when the music stops, it gets really dangerous. So just know that. I would say execute some proper risk management, and that's all I want to say about that. Let's move over to some other stocks. Let's see what's happening with C3.ai, for example. We said C3.ai was potentially going to be heading down towards roughly 57, 58. It's now sitting at 60.4. So it's actually, in my opinion, it's looking better than I thought, which is really, really nice. I don't necessarily think it is going to hold up here, but if it will, that is a very, very good sign. We don't get a double bottom. We straight up go back to the 65. So that 65 target for me is... That's just the target right now for C3.ai. All these stocks starting with the letter C. Let's see. All right, let's read some donations here. We got a couple of them. Let me just load up the PayPal. There we go. We got a couple donations coming in. William Smith sent a 4.4 euro donation. Thank you so much. There was no text. And we have another donation from Koa Matt Dang. It's a 21 euro donation. And Matt says, what is your opinion on UWMC giving the forbearance for homeowners? Forbearance will be over in 3 months. So the forbearance is going to be over in about 3 months, right? That's going to be a very, very interesting one. I would have to look into that. I have actually not looked into that, but if you really think about it, forbearance goes away. This could mean that a lot of people are going to get in trouble. That could mean that it's going to be affecting UWMC. Also, keep in mind that the housing market is cooling off right now, and it's going to keep on cooling off. It's going to slow down. The technicals were indicating that we would see downward pressure, and we actually did cover that, right? So we see UWMC, we thought it was going to be going down because the MACD was crossing downwards, RSI is heading down, and it was also up a significant amount. So I would say UWMC, if anything, is probably going to be moving down back to around $9.5 for now, right? And after that, we'll see what happens. I think it's all going to be depending on what's happening with Wall Street Bets, right? Because Wall Street Bets, that community is really invested into this company and many other stocks like UWMC. But for now, I would say some downside here. Probably consolidate around 9.5 short term. One sec. There we go. All right. So the MACD is about to cross on C3.ai. That is an interesting one. Let me check the daily chart on this. Daily chart's still negative. Doesn't mean a whole lot right now, honestly. After the massive downturn that we had, I think the daily chart is it has not been that reliable. I'll tell you that. It's not been really helping out. Volumes were spiking recently, and the selling pressure went up since the lockup period expiration. So that's an interesting thing here too. Is this going to be... I think we're going to have enough momentum here to go back to the 70s. Although the RSI is sitting quite high. Yeah, let's just keep it at 65, right? So 65 would be my target. Right now is a good entry. Very, very good entry price still. It was sitting at 57, 58. I think right now, even at 60, it's looking really solid. Okay, we got about 10 minutes left until the market opens up here. Smash that like button. Let's get to 150 likes. Let's get it going. I want to check Palantir, right? So what's happening with Palantir? It's up slightly. It was up a percentage point in the pre-market. Seems like that is slowing down. Oh, wow. So it was up a percentage point in the pre-market and it fell down from that level. There we go. Yeah, I still think we're going to be seeing that 27 very soon. Just a matter of time, right? So we got that weekly MACD very close to properly crossing there. Usually, when the momentum shifts like that, the stock already starts going up, right? We're up above that 25 resistance. If we can stay above 25, the road to 27 is going to be very easy. We could actually reach that by the end of this week, which means Friday. Yeah, I'm checking Palantir. Lots of people were talking about Palantir, but all right. Should I buy CCIV right now? I can't tell you what to do. I think CCIV right now is sitting at an interesting price point. I personally am going to be buying CCIV as it's going below 23, if it does go below 23. Now, the reason it's a good price, the reason it's a good stock to be holding right now is because, of course, we have that merger coming up to 23rd. And, yeah, I mean, that's it, right? So, we're waiting for that merger. Ronald Anderson came in with a $5 donation. You said CCIV could have a gamma squeeze. When will this happen? On the day of the merger or the day after it? I think very close to the merger. Like, watch that, right? So, like, right before, right on the merger, right around there. That could be the trigger. It could be the trigger of a gamma squeeze. And that's when you see the stock just go parabolic. And this is why I'm actually holding the stock, because I know that the excitement and the hype is going to be there. The only thing that could really mess things up is if they delay the merger, or the merger doesn't happen, or if the stock market is really falling hard. So I'm thinking like a couple days before the merger, or pretty much on the actual merger date, which is the 23rd of July. So I would say a week prior to the merger date, it's going to get like hella volatile. It's going to be really, really nice to be holding CCIV. But yeah, thank you, Ronald. Thank you for that donation. And to everybody out there, if you want to donate, you can do that through PayPal. PayPal link is in the live chat, and I'll be reading out your donation on stream. Also, we're getting very darn close, hitting 150 likes, so do make sure we get to 150 likes. Let me know in the live chat which stocks you want me to cover right here, right now in the live chat. Let's get it going. Pump up the like count. If you want good luck in the stock market, pump up the like count. If you're holding any tech and growth, CCIV, Palantir or Tesla, smash that like button. Let's get it going. It's going to be really, really exciting for stocks like Palantir, Tesla, C3.ai. We're like, remember what happened in February. It was horrible. And we're seeing the recovery process. I think it's a matter of time until we see the growth in tech stocks actually thrive again. And I just can't wait, because I'm holding those stocks. And I bet a lot of you are also holding those stocks and are equally excited about that. Just a matter of time. Would be hilarious if the market actually crashes. I don't think it's going to happen, though. With the Fed, with the Fed kind of giving us free, cheap money, right? Interest rates are zero. They're buying tons of assets. And we have the ECB doing the same thing. It should be able to sustain the markets. Besides, the Fed doesn't want the market to crash anyway. Why would they want that? We're just coming out of COVID, you know what I mean? It would be horrendous to see the market collapse right after COVID. I think it would affect a lot of people. Yes, we hit 150 likes. Now let's hit 175. CLII. I have actually not covered that one in a long time, I believe. There we go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's go. We made a prediction on this stock, the CLII stock. And, we said it was going to be moving to 16.7, which didn't happen. It moved actually to roughly 15 from that $13. But still, nevertheless, a nice gain. It's been moving quite significantly as of late since the beginning of this month. But it's still down in the pre-market. I mean, if anything, what we might see is another move upwards. Back up to that $15. That seems to be the case here. Although we did hit significant resistance, but I just think the environment for the growth stocks, the small market cap stocks, is looking quite phenomenal. So bottom out on the trend, and then we see another push back up above that $15. Could be right around 15. Maybe double top at like 15. I think that's quite probable. We've got about 3 minutes left until the market opens up. Make sure you spam that like button. Corsair. Let's check Corsair. Corsair Gaming. What did we say about Corsair Gaming? Look at that. Look how perfect that is. So we said it was going to drop and then shoot back up, and exactly that happened in that same day. I don't want to brag, but that's pretty darn awesome. So what's happening with Corsair right now? 3.3 billion market cap, with revenues that are increasing on an annual basis and on a quarterly basis year over year. What the hell was this massive move? That is crazy. It's really hard to say what's going to happen here, but I would say probably just go sideways for some time. All right, 2 minutes until the market opens up. We've got 2 minutes left. We're getting very close. Whenever I'm not certain about what's going to happen, I'm like, probably sideways, because it's really hard to say. We had a massive move here. Momentum was significant. MACD's going to, it's looking good because we've already crossed. Usually you see some sideways consolidation after that, but I do think we might actually go back to the 40s over the course of the coming weeks. I just don't know what this will cause this, right? It might be Wall Street bets. If it's Wall Street bets, it's probably going to go sideways. If it's not Wall Street bets and it's fundamental news, then I'm expecting it to move back up to the 40s and above. Oh, of course, it has fundamentals, but like if Wall Street bets pumps it up, it's a difference, right? There's a good example. Palantir had the same problem. It went to $45 very briefly. It has great fundamentals, but it, 45 is a really expensive price for just a Palantir stock right now, right? It's going to grow into that valuation, but too soon, right? All right, so the market is going to go open. It's going to be opening up any minute here. It's opening up any minute. Let's check Tesla stock. There we go. This is going to be quite interesting. So, nice. Okay, cool. I think Tesla stock is probably going to open up green. That's my idea. I think it's going to look pretty good. And the market is open. Let's go. Let's get them. Sitting at 616.5. And it's dropping. It's dropping. Oh no, it's dropping. But this is on a minute-to-minute basis. So on a minute-to-minute basis, it is dropping as we speak. 615.2. Oh my, there we go. Starting to fall right now. Let me check my own stocks here. Nah, not looking bad. Not looking bad. 614.9. Tesla still dropping. We're seeing the EV stocks like XPeng, Li Auto, NIO dropping right now, which is very healthy. Keep in mind, the EV stocks, the Chinese EV stocks, they've been really skyrocketing recently. So for them to be going down, no surprise there. This is probably caused by the Nasdaq. There we go. S&P, Nasdaq in the red. Dow Jones actually slightly green. ARK is going into the red. We're seeing tech and growth stocks are falling right now. Let's check the 3 minutes. See if we can derive something out of this. Yeah, we're seeing it kind of cancel out the trend. There you go. So long as it holds around 610, I am perfectly fine with this downturn that we're currently seeing. We're seeing several stocks actually go down rapidly here. Virgin Galactic down 1.2%. AMD, Nvidia, Nano Dimension, all of them pulling back right now. Even the AI, look at that. C3.ai pulling back at the moment. Palantir still in the green. That is just... Oh, never mind. There you go. Palantir also now in the red. Tesla pulling back to 612.6. I actually want to buy some more Tesla stocks, so I might as well, you know what I mean? Let's see. Can I get some sweet Tesla stock? I think I can. There we go. Bought some Tesla stock at around 613.5. It could very well go lower, right? So, there you go. Exactly. But you can't really... You don't know when it's going to stop. You can just dollar cost average. It could very well shoot up to 620 just minutes from now, but the idea is that I think Tesla still, where it's sitting at currently, 612, 613, that's not a bad price. There we go. NASDAQ is pulling back. Yeah, we expected the NASDAQ to pull back around 14,220. It's pulling back quite a bit earlier than that. That's an interesting move. Hold up. Where did we derive this trend line? Yeah, it's actually pulling back a little earlier than expected, but nevertheless, I do think that we kind of predicted to move upwards. Let's see. Let's use Fibonacci. If it would really pull back, it could pull back all the way to that 13,870s. I don't think that's going to happen, though. In all likelihood, I mean, it could actually hit around 14,070, just pull back up, and then straight up move down to the trend line. And we have support around 13,950 to about 14,000. So if we actually see the NASDAQ go back to 14,000 and it holds that level and then it bounces off from that, that's a very, very good sign. You're going to see tech and growth stocks fly really, really high afterwards. CCIV is getting killed, some people are saying. Yeah, there you go. CCIV. Yeah, this is due to the fact that the merger information is now... They published it, right? So they said the 23rd of July. That's when we're going to have the merger. And so it's pulling back on that news. And, the market is a little negative at the moment. So... If anything, this is another opportunity to get CCIV at a cheaper price. That's all I'm seeing right now. There we go. One second, I'm going to have to edit my portfolio here. I want to do something here. Let me see if I can. Nice. Cool. Yeah, CCIV, like I said, sitting pretty nicely at 23.5. I just bought some CCIV. I just bought some CCIV stock, and I think I'm going to be holding for probably a month. Right up to that merger that we're going to see in the middle of July, around 23rd. That's my target, right? So until then, I'll be holding, and I'll probably sell at around 30, 35, 40 if we get those prices. Grab a quick profit there. What's happening with AMC? AMC is zooming back up. Look at that. It is jumping up again. My gosh, 59.9, about to go above 60. Like I said previously, these hedge funds are going to do everything they can to prevent AMC going above that $60 mark. So you can see it's like it goes up very briefly above 60 and then it comes down. It's really really funny to watch. There you go. Tesla sitting at 611.5, actually starting to pull back even further. This is due to the fact that the market is negative. That's very obvious. Oh, there was also a price cut on Tesla stock because of the new batteries that are being delayed due to the fact that the Tesla Model S Plaid Plus is not coming out, because that was the first vehicle that would get the new batteries with the longer range and the faster charge time. So I think that's the reason behind... did AMC just fall? What the hell? Interesting. I'm going to buy more CCIV. Let's check PLTR. PLTR, 25.3. It's up 1.2%, while the market is negative. That is the beautiful thing about Palantir stock. It tends to actually rally when the market is down. So there you go. Palantir is up 1.2%. That's an interesting move that we're seeing here. Yeah, I think... Didn't they recently announce that they had another contract? It is going up very fast. Yeah, some people are comparing Palantir stock with Wendy's. That's hilarious. Gina's long-term back to 10. Let's go AMC, only safe stock out there. I don't know about that. It's actually very risky. But in all honesty, the whole stock market is actually sitting at a very high valuation, so everything is kind of risky. But I would say AMC is also really, really risky. Don't jinx it. Oh, wow. No, Palantir is going to do well. I mean, this is according to plan right now. Since it's going above 25, it's above that resistance. We've been waiting for that for such a long time, right? And we're finally seeing it's finally bearing fruit. You can see this on the what is it? The daily chart. It seems like it's going to be ascending upwards, right? So there's lots of momentum coming, and I think we're going to get into the overbought, which means that Palantir is just at the beginning of the rally. Wish, please. Let me fulfill your wish. Let's see. What's happening with Wish over here? Wish sitting at $12. So keep in mind, Wish is heavily shorted. It is a good company. It does have fraud allegation against it. But I think if we can look past that, I mean, I think they're going to do well, fundamentally speaking. So I do think Wish is going to be pushing up higher. And I think it's going to be pushing up much, much higher. Right now, my target would be roughly that 13.5. But if we would just use this right here. Yeah, around $13, right? So $13, that's the next level for Wish to be heading towards. Right? There we go. Remember, we used to cover Wish stock, or Context Logic Inc., at $8. And then it just shot up to 16.5. Really beautiful to see. Will B coming in with a $10 donation. Thank you so much, Will. Do SENS, Sensionics. I love fraud allegations. Well, I don't know about that. SENS, checking Sensionics right now. We said Sensionics would be coming down. We were wrong about that. I'll admit that. We were wrong about that. It actually went up to 4. So it went up another 30%, and then it's actually started to come down. It's very hard to say where these pumps actually come down, because it's purely driven by it's like the technicals are just not really painting the picture here. That's kind of all I can say about that. It's driven by speculation mostly. Like, it's just going up and going up because it's going up. So there's not a whole lot to say there. 1.5 billion market cap. Net income is negative. Yeah, I see this one actually pulling back even further. It seems like it's going to be pulling back further. There's a solid support at around $3, so I think it's going to be revisiting close to that level. But that's currently what I'm thinking, right? So it's going to pull back. After the pullback, probably another rally upwards. That's going to be quite possible here. So all the way up, retest the $4. Look at that. Tesla still pulling back down a percentage point. There you go. NIO is pulling back as expected. Look at that beautiful arrow that we painted. We got a beautiful arrow there. We said NIO was going to be coming down because it was really running hot. It was hitting substantial resistance, and the same thing is happening for XPeng, which I think is going to be pulling back all the way to 38 at some point. 38, 39, to be fair. MACD still crossing. RSI still heading down. So expecting that to be happening. I'll personally be buying some XPeng. Right now I'm shorting it. I shorted it around 40, 41, 42. And I'll be buying back those shares very soon. And I think I'll be buying additional shares at around 38, 39. So kind of waiting for that at the moment. I'm very bullish on these companies, but they were running hot for a moment there. AMC is starting to pull back. It hit 60. It's now starting to pull back slightly. MACD might cross, so be cautious. C3.ai is still pulling back down. I guess it was not looking as strong as I thought, but it's still following the initial pattern that we laid out for C3.ai. The daily is negative. The 1 hour is about to cross downwards, so it would make sense for us to see C3.ai at around 57, 58 before it rebounds. What really surprises me right now is that Palantir is actually holding up quite nicely at around 25. That is the best signal that you could get for Palantir. Like, that's really, really good. Because the $25 has been a really, really important support level, right? So that support level, you can see it right here. We have used this support level so many times in the past, and for it to be staying at the support level, that is a sign of confidence, right? It's really nice. Anybody holding Palantir should be really happy right now. I'm briefly checking my portfolio. There we go. All right. That is looking quite good. Not bad. S&P, please. Virgin Galactic, please. Gara, can you look at TRCH? Squeeze happily EHang. People are talking about EHang the whole time, so I'm actually quite curious. We're going to take a look at Space, Virgin Galactic, in a moment here. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is the mother of squeezes. Okay, it's actually okay. Look at that. Look at that move on EHang that we predicted. That's pretty cool, right? That's the power of technicals, eh? You predict the momentum, and there you go. Very cool. Yeah, EHang is really flying high at the moment. Let me see if there's any significant resistances that we can derive out of this. Oh, look at that. We're like past that resistance on the Fibonacci level there. The Fibonacci scale. If we would just go from top to bottom. Oh, that's kind of really coincidental. We're hitting substantial resistance at 46.9. And that's right around where the price is currently sitting. It's up 15%. I don't know the reason that's why it's going up. I have no clue. Fundamentally, right? I don't know much about the fundamentals of this company, but I do know that there was a short report coming out from Hindenburg that caused the stock price to really come down. Yeah, no, honestly, it seems like we're hitting resistance, right? So, it's difficult to say. I mean, it would make sense for a pullback to commence right now. Yeah, so if it squeezes up further, I would say it's going to probably pull back at around 54. It's very hard to say where it tops out. It's already hitting that resistance, right? So it has to push above that Fibonacci resistance that we just saw at around where it's currently at. Daily chart is indicating, it's just rallying up, right? It's like pretty much shooting up. I'm going to say there's still room left. It could move past the resistance If there's enough buying pressure, it will, and we might see it go back to like 54. That's when you would see a significant top and a massive downturn, probably around to the 40s, right? Lower 40s. We're talking like 42, 43, since that is kind of where the trend line would be. But yeah, once again, be very careful with this one. It is shooting really, it is flying high. One sec, there we go. Palantir Technologies and Origin Materials, a carbon-negative material company, said Tuesday to formed a strategic alliance to accelerate the transition to net zero carbon. That is good news. Palantir, I think Palantir could go all the way up to 26, 27 in the coming days. And it's already going to that 26 right now. So this is our beautiful arrow that we drew on the 14th, which is yesterday. And it's so far, it's going along that line. We're seeing good news. There's lots of capital going around. I think I might as well buy some Palantir right now, actually. I'm very tempted. Very, very tempted. Oh, man. 25. It just keeps on rising. Look at that, 25.5. Should I get some? Should I get some? You know what? I'm gonna get some. Hold up. There we go. Apple sitting at 130 again. Look at that. Watch Apple. Watch Apple. Oh my. That was a very tiny pullback. It is already flying back upwards. I think we're gonna see it go above 133, and that's when you hit that resistance, right? We'll see it hit that resistance. And I think it's going to pull back right after, and the next rally is going to be for earnings, right? Let's see. As long as it doesn't hit 28.5, which is where I have my covered call. Palantir was $25 6 months ago. Yeah, it's been quite some time since it was sitting at 25. C3.ai, the almighty, is... what the hell? Whoa, look at that AMC move there. 59.2. C3 is above 60. It's good news. Tesla's starting to slowly, gradually pull back up, although MACD and RSI are indicating bearishness at the moment. Yeah, so that's a tough one with Tesla right now. It's a tussle between the bears and the bulls. They're really fighting it out right now. Yeah, it's likely to keep on trending up. Yeah, in all honesty, like, I don't see Tesla dropping anytime soon. Let's just kind of add that there. And then we grab this beautiful horizontal ray. We stretch this out all the way. There we go. That's the wedge pattern that we have right now. So that's the 540. Like, it's not gonna go below 540 unless something really drastic happens. Like we see a massive downturn in the market as a general, in general. So I don't see that pulling back there. If we use Fibonacci retracements on Tesla, let's see if we can. $650, $635, $590. Oh, what the hell happened there? Oh, cool. 628, around 628, 630. That's the level where we're kind of seeing resistance. In all honesty, and you can see it very, very clearly. It's really having a tough time. It briefly gets above the area, immediately dumps down below to the 200-day moving average, which is the dark blue line. Let's just delete this. There we go. So we would have to go past that resistance. Delivery is going to be beginning of July. I think it should be able to go past, like, straight up all the way to that 660, 670. I don't see why it wouldn't. Momentum is looking quite good. Gara, your streams are 80% Tesla, 5% AMC, and 15% other stocks. If people agree with that, let it be known in the live chat. I'll change something up if you really think that I'm only covering Tesla. In my opinion, I think we've been covering other stocks quite nicely, actually. Like, C3, Palantir, Neo, XPeng, etc. CCIV, for that matter. I think it depends on at which part of the stream you come into the live stream. Igerino1 Iger coming in with a $2.3 donation and says, Uber and FRSX, please. I'll cover Uber. I'll give you that. Thank you, Igerino. Let me see. Uber Technologies. We said it was going to be pulling back. It didn't quite pull back yet, but when did we make this one? 11th of June. That was right before the CPI report. This is wrong because the CPI report was really, really good. Or right on the CPI report, for that matter. Uber, $49.7. Yeah, the weekly is not really indicating much. We would just grab this trend line here. Does that help us at all? Maybe. It was descending. It dropped all the way down after earnings. And now it's just consolidating. 1 hour MACD is crossing. It's kind of moving sideways at the moment. You know, despite the market actually moving up, Uber is just going sideways. So that's an interesting thing. Daily chart. The reason Uber was doing so well was because of COVID, right? Because of Uber Eats, I believe. Yeah, they managed to recover for the most part. Down 2.5% today, though. You know what? I'm gonna say that Uber is probably, it's hugging that 200-day moving average. We're getting closer to earnings. I'll probably give it this. 1 sec. Maybe retest $52.2 and then come back down. I don't think a whole lot is going to happen here because we've seen Uber already go up like quite an enormous amount during a time period where Uber was not really doing well. Like, earnings got really terrible, quarter over quarter over quarter and year over year. So, and the advantage that they had regarding Uber Eats kind of fading away because people are going to be eating outside more often, way more often. Yeah, what's like the most interesting part about this is that the Nasdaq is actually sitting at close to all-time highs, yet Uber is down 23% or something. Like, I mean, goes to show you. A lot of people copped the delivery IPO. Yeah, it was pretty bad. The delivery IPO was horrible, to say not the least. One sec. Okay. There we go. Hey Gara, have you looked at DraftKings lately? DraftKings, I think I haven't. Yeah, it dropped significantly. This was, wasn't this, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know much about DraftKings. Didn't they sponsor the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather fight? Might actually be the reason why it's falling right now, because people bought into the stock for that and it sold off. But yeah, like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea what's happening here with the company, fundamentally speaking, right? Technically speaking, it looks like the momentum is really nosediving substantially. It might actually just continue, right? So we might see more downside. Oh, there are fraud allegations against DraftKings. Yeah, that's a difficult one. We see that jump in RSI, right? RSI came down significantly. MACD is now heading down. It could just go sideways, honestly. Just right around that 45. That's all I can see right now. I would really have to know more about the fundamentals of this. But I think it's just going to go sideways for a bit. Eventually recover to the 50s if the fraud allegations aren't too bad. It's all about, you know, whether the actual fraud allegations are substantiated. Hindenburg short report, right? They're connected to the black market. Oh gosh. Look at that. AMC retesting $60. We're getting very close. Look at that. It's a really, really significant resistance. It's having a tough time. 59.5. There you go. Oh my, look at that. Xbang is down 3.5 percentage points right as we speak. It's sitting at $41. It's coming back to... I think it's going to retest that $40 level. If it fails to actually, you know, sit there and bounce off of that level, then I'm expecting it to go back all the way to that 38. Li Auto is up. Strangely enough, Li Auto is actually up, which is kind of weird because Li Auto went up the most. Right? So it went up like 85% almost. So, interesting. Neo still pulling back, sitting at 45.5. I think there's still a little bit of room left. Gara, what are your thoughts on Apex Technologies? I think Apex Technologies was looking good, right? It probably already went up. There you go. It was looking really good at $10. At this moment, I would personally not touch this one after a move like that. I think if it corrects back to $11 or maybe lower than that, you know, 10.8, 10.9, it might be an interesting play. It's the swing trade for the actual merger that we're going to see for Apex. I actually forgot the company's name. The company name. Give me one moment. I'm being called right now. Oh my god, I randomly got called. That's interesting. It was like an unknown number. Oh my. Oh, AMC, look at that. AMC above 60. It is flying. Unbelievable. Like this could trigger another gamma squeeze if it stays above 60. Bogdanov killed him. No. If only. Bogdanov. Let's see. I wanted to quickly make an edit here. Okay, never mind. All right, let's go back to. Yeah, AMC is above 60.5. Oh, it is flying. It is jumping. Look at that. 60.8, 61. Let's see. I've got a donation from Jesse Isaacson. It's a 7.9 euro donation, and Jesse says, PCG, please. We'll check PCG in a second here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Pacific Gas, right? Oh, this is almost like a very easy one, I would say. $10.5. I think the rally's probably going to be continuing to the upside. 20.9 billion market cap. This is like a blue chip, right? Blue chip stock. Yeah. I think with these kind of stocks, you want to look at the long term, like a weekly chart, which is, in my opinion, looking quite good. I think it's looking quite positive. It could continue rallying up, of course, with ups and downs, but the trend is, of course, to the upside. I think it's going to go all the way to that level. Yeah, in any case, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go to the bathroom for a minute here. I'll be back in a second, and we're going to be covering some stocks. I especially want to be covering what's happening with AMC. That's getting really interesting here, up 7.2%. And we're going to be covering what's going to be happening with the EV stocks, the 10-year yield, the value stocks, the financials, right? What's the 10-year? Look at this. JP Morgan falling all the way right now. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all going down. And what that's going to be meaning for the growth and tech stocks out there. Of course, when capital gets out of a certain asset, it's going to go into in a different asset. So it's interesting stuff happening there. But yeah, I'll be back in a second. Stay where you are. Make sure you tap the like button if you haven't done that yet. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'll be back in a second. I'm back. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tesla is... Oh my. I don't know what to say about this. This is so disappointing. Yeah, Tesla's not been moving recently. What is moving right now? It's AMC, right? So we're seeing AMC moving up again after, you know, the move that we saw yesterday, which was a 17% move, I think. Now another 6.6%, while it's sitting at around 30.5 billion market cap. That's a lot of retail money there. GME is sitting at 220 after the share dilution. So it's just AMC that's going up significantly here. BNGO Nano Dimension actually coming back down. Palantir going down. Yeah, Palantir's actually going down here. My gosh, it's so hectic, you know. It goes up 1.2% and then it falls. That is so crazy. Same for C3.ai for that matter. But of course, we're seeing the Russell actually come down further, right? So the Russell is dictating what's happening. The Russell was green. Now it's red. Really volatile. Dow Jones is red. The whole market is red. We're seeing the S&P go down. We're seeing the NASDAQ go down. Interesting. But look at that. Almost every stock right now is in a negative, yet we have AMC rallying up 6%. That's just hilarious. Let's see. I'm briefly going to check my own portfolio here. There we go. Yeah, Virgin Galactic coming down 2.2%. Oh, I guess the rally is stopping right now. We see the MACD is crossing RSI straight up going down. Next level we would see is roughly around 34. Hold up. AMC still holding up. But yeah, the meme stocks are coming down. It's just AMC that's still holding up in the green. Which is kind of interesting. To be honest. Gara, pump Palantir needs help. I have to agree. I mean, Palantir is in a hurdle, you know? It's below 25 again. Starting to come down half a percentage point after being green. What can you say? I mean, when the market goes down, then that's kind of what you see happen. There we go. Gara, can you check GOOD? I've not checked that one, I think. Finance Real Estate Investment Trust. Whoa. That's kind of interesting. It's overbought, right? That's what we're seeing here. When was the last time that was overbought? It's right here. And it came down quite significantly. Like a 20% downturn. And then we had this time period here. 2010. Yeah, we're kind of getting very close to hitting top. I wouldn't exactly be able to say where we would top out necessarily, but I think we're pretty close. Let's just say 24. For the sake of simplicity. Because I do think it's going to top out quite soon. And then we usually see a 20% retracement. Oh, that's ugly. All the way to... Oh my gosh. Really? Okay. I think over time, right? So we're talking in the span of months. We could see it actually fall back down. All the way to that $19 to $20. That's bad, right? That's really bad. You don't want to see that. Usually when the housing market goes down, you'll see stocks follow along with that, right? So I think it's just a matter of time. Let's see. AMC's flying 62. No freaking way. Look at that. 62.6, 62.7. Is this the squeeze? No freaking way. Look at that. 62.8. That is just beautiful. Oh. Okay, let's see. So it is running up significantly. We can see that the MACD just crossed. That's a substantial momentum that we're seeing in AMC at the moment. I think there were a lot of calls on AMC actually. Hold up, let me quickly check that AMC stock short interest. What's the short interest on AMC? 23%. And practically the whole float is owned by retail. What I wanted to check was not the short interest, but the option chain. Because that's why it's running, right? It's like the gamma squeezes come because we have the gamma squeezes because people are buying calls. Okay, there we go. The price... Yeah, there's a lot of open interest at 60. Oh my gosh, that is insane. And... for, that's like for this Friday. For this Friday. And there is, it's all the way until like 65. It's currently sitting at 62.6. This could actually keep going at this current pace. It's past the $60 threshold. Called Witching Day is Friday. Is it? Hold up. Oh yeah, it is. Cool. Yeah, so that should have a big impact as well. But in all honesty, I've seen quad witching happen and just nothing significant happens. It could prove vital here for AMC this week. One moment. $62.8. Where would it squeeze to? Let's say we have a substantial gamma squeeze. What's the next target? Some people said it was $100. There we go. Yeah, I bought some stocks. I bought some CCIV stock at 23. I bought some Tesla at 609. And a little bit of C3.ai. Let's see. Yeah, there's plenty of room for this to run. Plenty of room. You know, well, now while it's past the $60 resistance, I think it could keep going. Still shorting AMC? No, I'm not shorting AMC. Tesla bounced off of the 609. That is good. I'm going to be really honest here. I think... what is happening here? It's really strange, you know? Like, we're seeing AMC go up 9.5%. Literally everything else, almost everything else, is negative but AMC. Isn't that a little strange? Of course, this is just my watch list here, but I find it quite peculiar. Like what the hell? Look, there we go. It's zooming up. It's up 10% right now, 10.3%. It's about to hit 63, on its way to 65. There you go. Damn. And it's going up really fast now. It's going up like $0.50, and then another $0.50, and then another $0.50. It's so crazy. I just don't know whether this is actually the gamma squeeze. Like, is this the start of the gamma squeeze? It does look like it. Like, the way it went up just a couple seconds ago, that was just crazy. One moment. There we go. Just checking the Discord right now. No, I'm still, yeah, some people are saying, is Gara bullish yet? Like I said before, this is like a very, very risky thing that's happening right now. The higher it goes, you know, people start buying at 60, 63, maybe 65. Hey, look at that. It's getting very close to 65. And there is a lot of open interest on AMC at 65. So once it starts hitting that, you know, it could actually really get out of hand. Ronald Anderson coming in with a $10 donation and says, I have 400 shares of CCIV, and for every 2.5 I get 1 share of Lucid. That means I'll end up with 160 shares of Lucid. It looks like a reverse stock split to me. How is that good? Let me think about this one. Hold up. When was the last time we had a split like this? It's a reverse stock split. Give me a second here. It's a very tricky one. I have to think about that one because I can't remember the last time I've seen a reverse split on the actual merger date. But I think it shouldn't matter too much. It could still rise on the merger and until the merger, for that matter. I don't think it's going to affect it too much. One sec. Okay. Interesting. Well, this is quite different than what we've seen in the past. This is very interesting. Somebody says I should have bought AMC. I don't know about that. It's looking good right now. That's right now. Just wait. I mean, honestly, it's not guaranteed to be like this. At some point, it's going to pull back down, and everybody's going to be like, I wish I didn't hold AMC. Like I said, fundamentals don't matter right now, but it's going to be eventually it's going to matter. So if you can time it perfectly, hey, more power to you, but in all likelihood, it looks like it's probably going to shoot up very fast, and it's going to come down very fast right after. Yeah, everything is falling right now. Everything. Even Palantir is now down 1.1%. And of course, it has to do with the stock market, right? So we're seeing the stock market pull down as we speak. Just the whole stock market right now is very negative. So we're seeing names like Tesla. Well, we talked about Xpeng going down, and we talked about Neo going down. For that matter, we even talked about AI going down further to that 57, 58 mark. Palantir, I'm a little surprised by. This is confusing because we got very good news for Palantir, yet it's going down. But that's just classic Palantir, right? We get a good piece of news, and it keeps falling. But this is just temporary. I think we're going to have to see how this will develop. But we know some of the value stocks are picking back up the pace. That's what we're seeing here, especially Chevron, the oil and gas companies, the energy stocks. Meanwhile, everything else is falling. Tesla 607.9. Interesting. It's about to cross the MACD, so momentum is really going negative right now. It seems like it's going to want to retest the 600s. Even AMC starting to slightly pull back now, but I don't know. Maybe people will sell their other stocks to go all in on AMC because they think that that's going to save them there. Let's see, AI 58.3. What's happening with CCIV? There you go, 23. Yeah, so it has to do with the merger news, right? So the fact that they are going to be merging later than expected, that's playing a massive role. Like a really massive role. Because people were expecting the merger to be earlier. And now, of course, you're getting for 2.5 shares of CCIV, you're getting 1 share of Lucid Motors. Let me get this straight. That's really confusing. No, I think C7 is still looking good, but I'm gonna actually look at the merger news on Twitter. One moment. Why can I not find anything about CCIV on the internet? So weird. It's so difficult to get like the important headlines if you really search deeply on the web. Can't find anything about the merger, actually. It's so difficult. I know that it's going to merge the 23rd. There we go. Finally, found the article. It was a Yahoo Finance article. Nope, can't find anything. Jeez, what is this? I thought it was on the internet. It's like nobody wants to know you. No. Nobody wants you to know about the news. Approaching a game loose may merge. The exchange ratio will be approximately 2.6 shares of Churchill Class A common stock for each issued and outstanding Lucid common share. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's still falling right now, CCIV. The broader market is still falling. AMC's climbing back up. Interesting. Let's see. Mr. Powell speaking tomorrow. Yeah, Jerome Powell's going to be speaking tomorrow. We're going to be covering all of that, so it's going to be quite exciting. How low do you think C3.ai and DraftKings will go? Not much lower. I think C3 is not going to go much lower. DraftKings, with that recent short report, it's going to be quite tough to say how low it will go, but I think it's probably going to go sideways. A whole lot of Pauls here. Yeah, I agree with that. That's quite interesting. Yeah, CCIV stock. I think a lot of people don't understand what's going to be happening with the reverse stock split. Which is understandable. So 2.5 shares become 1. Wouldn't that just mean that the price of a share would be just a lot more expensive? I don't think a whole lot is going to change here, honestly. It's just going to be like $60 per share, right? I think so. Because if you got 2 shares that are worth roughly $20, $22. If you would reverse split that, you know, the float would become less, and so the price would increase. It's not a whole lot is going to change. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Nothing bad is going to happen there. Michael Burry returned to Twitter with a new message. Oh gosh. Oh, that'll be interesting to see what he's saying. Give me a second. There we go. Let me check what's happening with Michael Burry. I think his name was Cassandra. Oh, damn. People always ask me what is going on in the markets. It is simple. Greatest speculative bubble of all time in all things by 2 orders of magnitude. Yep. I have to agree with him on that one because the market definitely is very speculative at the moment. I mean, have we ever had this, like, where retail was pumping up, like, several stocks massively, causing short squeezes everywhere? No. So, yeah, it is a speculative frenzy. So that's the tweet that he came out with just today. Yeah, he tweeted that out 26 minutes ago. That's Michael Burry for you. I think he's short on Tesla right now. Probably. Thank you, Baron. Appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a matter of time until the market is going to come down. I know. I've been warning about this for a while as well. I thought it was going to be at the end of this month. But I think in all honesty, it seems like end of July seems more likely right now. Because we had some positive news. The FOMC meeting is going to be quite crucial. Because that's going to tell us what, monetary policy is going to look like. Maybe. Like, they could make adjustments. I don't think it's going to happen. So that's why I'm still so positive. But if Jerome Powell is going to start talking about tapering, that's a red flag. That's not what you want to see. And that's when you could probably expect stocks to move lower. So if tomorrow he comes out and says, hey, we need to taper down, or we're announcing that we're tapering, expect the stock market to pull back like 5% almost instantaneously on that, like in a couple days. But if they come out with the same news that they always come out with, no, we're not tapering, we're not thinking about tapering, we're not trying to raise rates, guess what? The markets are going to keep on going up until we hit a resistance, and we'll see a pullback eventually, but it's going to keep on going. Yeah, Tesla, everything. All right. Anyway, guys, we've been live for about 2 hours now. We've been live for a good chunk of time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be live again in a couple hours. I'm going to try to upload some videos in the meantime. I do have some free time now, so make sure you tap the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. We are live every single day, before the market opens and before the market closes. Like I said, we'll be back in roughly 3 to 4 hours. Check out the Discord, check out the social media. Links are down below in the description. Would love it if you would check that out. I'll be uploading there frequently. So, guys, you want to do the opposite? No, don't do the opposite of what I'm doing, because then you're going to lose a lot of money. I would not suggest you doing that. All right, guys, cheers. Have a good one. We'll be back soon. Hopefully the market's going to hold up for the coming hours. I think it will. But yeah. Let's see. Just want to check something very, very briefly. Darn you, AMC. How the hell? Like, it's sitting at a 32 billion market cap. It's just boggling my mind. Yeah, like I said, be very careful with AMC, with meme stocks. Don't get burned. Play safe. Manage your risks. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to me. I'm just trying to educate and inform you guys. But yeah, this was Lucid Trading. I'll be back in about 3 hours, so